Hey, what's cracking? I hope this video finds you doing well. I hope that everything, my friend, is going your way. I want to thank you for clicking on the video. If it's the first time you've ever watched one of my videos, my name is Ricky Dye, and I went to prison when I was 15 years old for murder in Oklahoma. And I was in prison for 20 and a half years and before I got out. I can't do anything about what I did to go to prison. It was the greatest mistake of my life. And if I could change one thing in my life, that's what I would change. But we aren't given that chance in this life. When you make a mistake, you've made it, and that's it. You have to deal with the consequences. And so I dealt with them. And my videos, though, are made in hopes that someone else doesn't have to deal with it because I share with them what I dealt with. I also make the videos in hopes of helping out some family member who maybe has someone in prison. But number one priority, my videos are for those young kids, just like I was, 15 years old, aggravated at the world, frustrated, mad, young people who work their ass off every day just to pay all their shit out, and they feel frustrated and down on life. People are thinking about killing themselves. My videos are to let them know that life can be a lot worse than it is right now. And don't ever let anyone let you make it worse for you. So that's what my videos are about. If you've never watched them, you'll enjoy them best if you watch them from the beginning. They're like a series. I started with at the beginning with what happened, my crime, uh, what the crime was, how it was committed, and why it was committed. Uh, how I was certified as an adult and sent to prison, and then I try to tell it in order. Now, if you've been sticking with me with my story now, I'm at Cushing, and I've been in lockup. I've been back there 140, 150 days. We've talked about, we basically took these cell hostage so they wouldn't have as much room, and they had to let some people out. So more people got to go over to what's called phases. And I told you about phases in my last video about Cushing. And the thing about Cushing is I was there for a little over a year, and I told you stories about Hinton, and I told you those stories are all over the place and out of order because I was there for 8 years. And the stories at Cushing, I know all of what happened, but it's jumbled in my mind as to the order it happened in. So if you haven't watched all the stories, I told you in the last video about how I was getting all this tobacco in and got caught. One of my family members got caught. But that went on for 5 or 6 months before I got caught. And during that time, a lot of things happened. And one thing happened was video number 78. I had all this stuff going on. I had a bunch of food coming in. I had stores on every unit. They had a food sale going. I had pizza going. Locked me up under investigation, and I threw a big fit back there, and I tore DU up, and I broke the sprinklers in there. Really raised hell. Ended up in suicide watch and everything else. So I've already been in DU other times, and I've tried to tear their DU up. And there was another time I went to DU. Now, this story I am not proud to tell you, but I told you I would keep it real about the things that I did and went through in prison. Now, if you've watched my earlier videos, man, when I went in there, I was scared, man. I was doing everything I could not to get into it with no one. But some times went on, man. I've been locked up 12, 15 years now, and I've been through a lot of shit, and I'm not afraid anymore. Not only am I not afraid, I got an attitude. I'm pissed off most of the time because I've been locked up for my whole damn life. At this time in my life, I haven't took responsibility really for my actions. I know what I did was wrong. Uh, just like anybody, when my crime first was committed, shit, I'm trying to think of how to get away, just like anyone would. But I was almost relieved when they put me in prison. And once they had me in prison, I told my mom if they put me in there the rest of my life, I felt like I deserved it. And that is how I felt. I felt very guilty. And you think, oh, I deserve this, but then you get in prison. And there's times when you go from thinking, well, I deserve this because of what I did. There's times instead of thinking that way, you blame it on everyone around you. It's their fault. I never should have came to prison when I was 15. They shouldn't send 15-year-olds to prison with grown men. I remember going up to the canteen trying to buy a pack of cigarettes. They wouldn't let me buy a pack of cigarettes because I was 17 years old. And I said, you think it's all right to put me out here on this yard to defend my ass literally against these grown men, these killers and rapists, and I'm under 18? You think it's all right for me to have to defend my life, but I can't buy a pack of cigarettes? So he ended up letting me buy a pack of cigarettes, one pack a week. And so there was times that I was very angry with the world. I did think it was everyone else's fault. It was because I was poor. It was everyone's fault but mine. And I was angry. And I didn't think I would ever get out of prison. And so I had a different attitude than the one I have today. And that's what my videos are all about. How you can go from being an innocent kid to a violent thug and back to a good man again. So don't just get pissed off at me and give up halfway through the story because of things I'm going to tell you today. So another thing that happened sometime during that time was they moved me over to B unit for just a little while. I was on A. But for one reason or another, they moved me over to B unit. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, matter of fact, I was living on, whenever they made the whole top run in the first A, East, or West cell house, okay, there's 2 day rooms on A unit. Each of them hold 100 people. They both got 96 cells, 48 on the bottom, 48 on the top. They've only got 40 places in DU. So as an overflow, they're making the top run over here on this day room I'm in. We'll call it A1 and A2. I don't remember what they called it, but we'll say A1 and A2. A1 I'm living in, the whole bottom run is still general population. People out there running around the day room during the day. I was one of those. But the thing is, the whole top run wasn't phases when I got there. Only half that top run was phases at first. But so many people kept getting in trouble, they needed more cells for phases. And I was upstairs on this side. So they needed that cell. And so they moved me over to B unit for a little while. And I get over there and they move me in the cell. Now, if I've told this story before, I'm sorry, but I've looked everywhere through my videos to see if I told it. And I think I told it to a guy who is subscribed I talked to on the phone. So I'm just going to give you this story, whether I'll give it to you or not. Because this is another thing that happened at Cushing. And this is why I hate to jump around in my stories, because I have so many videos up now, I can't possibly watch every one to see what I said. So just brushing over it because I was at Cushing. I'll go through it fast. I'm not proud of it. So they moved me in a cell with a guy who was a former Vietnam vet. And I don't remember what it was he was in prison for. Some kind of robbery and high-class crime. It wasn't for anything physical. He only had one leg. He was in a wheelchair. Former Vietnam vet. Before they moved me in the cell with him, a few months earlier, his sister or someone had sent him $50. And instead of eating it up, using it, he went and bought canteen and loaned it out to people in the day room with interest to get money extra back. And he had built his store up to around $120 or so. And he had a cell partner with him, a young guy, who had went out and got in debt to everybody in the day room. He was a white guy and he owed a bunch of black guys, and they were going to whoop him. So this guy with one leg that I ended up moving in with was his cellie at the time, and he felt bad for him. He didn't want him getting beat up. And the kid says, if you'll give me the money to pay these guys, I'll have my mom send you the money. So this old man, one leg, ex-Vietnam veteran, he gives him money to go pay these people off. Now, as soon as he pays him off, money's supposed to show up. He moves. This kid moves off the unit to another unit. And you can't get to people on other units. Like I explained before, they have certain times you go to rec. Only people you ever see is the people on your units, unless you bump into them at chow. They keep the units separate. This guy moves way over there to the other unit on the other side of the yard. So he keeps lying to this old man, telling him the money's sent. And this old man keeps crying to me about it. Oh, I helped him out of this jam, and he's not going to send me my money. I ain't got nothing. I guess I'm going to have to try to get a lock and hit him in the head. He's got one leg, you know what I'm saying? He's old as hell. In his 60s, probably. And this other guy's in his 20s, you know what I mean? And what pissed me off is one day this guy got shitty with the old man and told him the money's done hit. And he's lying. And I know the man ain't had that money yet. And I got tired of the old man griping, so I said, I'm going to push it. I was pushing him up. I was his cellie. He didn't have a caretaker yet, which somebody pushes him around. That's their job. Well, he didn't have no one to do it yet. That kid was doing it. And he quit and moved over there. So I'm pushing him up there to get his pills one day. And this guy mouths off to him. This kid gets mouthy with this old man. And it makes me mad. And we get back to the cell. He's saying he's going to try to do something to him. And I said, I'll take care of it, man. I said, I'm going to push you up there at dinner, and I'm going to tell him you better get your money, and that's going to be that. So I push him up there at the next pill call after dinner, and he tries, the old man says, come over here. I said, just tell him that I'm collecting it. So he tries to call him over there, and the kid ain't even going to come over there. So I step in front of him and say, hey, man, come here. We need to holler at you. So now he don't know who I am. So now he's looking at me. There's guards everywhere. And get over there, and my cellie's saying, hey, man, you ain't paid me my money, and you ain't get my money. And so I told you that money already hit. And I say, hey, dude, look here, I'm not even going to bullshit with you. That money ain't hit. You know that money ain't hit. You need to get that money there this week or there's going to be a problem. And he got mouthy with me, started loud talking me in front of the guards and shit. And I don't want the guards to know nothing's going on. So he starts talking shit to me. And I said, I'll see you. I'll be over there. I'll see you. So I'm mad now. But I can't do nothing to him because all these guards are out here and I don't want to get in trouble. So I push my celly back. But I set it up the next day in the morning at breakfast time. Well, so at breakfast time, they just rack the units out. People can go eat as they want. So you can run into anybody you want to at breakfast if their unit, all the units are open for breakfast because so many people don't go eat. So at lunch and dinner, everybody goes eat. So they have to do the day rooms in order. You can only bump into them if they go after or before you. But in the morning, everybody's out at once. Everybody's going to eat at once as they want. Some people got jobs. Some people are sleeping in. So I know that's when I can sneak over there. So there's a girl working on the unit. These guys tell me it's cool, and they're going to keep jigging. One goes and talks to her. When the other guy helps me sneak in, I go straight over to that guy's cell. I knock on the door. I go up in there and tell a cell he needs to get out. This guy gets up. I said, get up, guard the grill. Now he ain't wanting to fight. I said, put your hands up, guard your grill. Puts his hands up, bam, bam. I get him. I choke him out. So I choke him out. He's on the floor. He wakes up. I'm sitting there on the toilet waiting on him. I choke his ass out again. Wakes up, I'm sitting there waiting. I choke his ass out again. 3 times I choked him out. I didn't want to hit him all in the face, swell him up real bad, because then I would go to jail, get in trouble. But I know if I choke his ass out 3 times, I told him the last time, I said, whenever he woke up, I said, if I come and I do it again, you're not waking up next time. Because I know you choke somebody out like that over and over, it scared him to death. And it scared him too good, dude, because as soon as I made it back to the unit almost, the guards were over there to get me and lock me up. So I've been in jail for that while I was there. So now, after spending all this time in lockup with these dudes, and we've been wrestling the goon squad, like I told you in the last video, so I'm a really bad actor, they feel like. And now that I've lost my way of getting my tobacco, I don't really care if they ship me now. They don't ship me. They're talking about shipping me, and then for one reason or nothing they did, and they come get me one day and tell me they're taking me to phases. So they got me now. I'm up in phases, man. And phases sucks, bro. I think phases are worse than a lockup. So before I got moved over to phases, man, that they had come and fix that dude's window, so no one could get nothing in that way. And I figured out another way to get shit. So they had to bring your trays in. They have this cart they push in, and they got the trays stacked on them. And we first tried putting shit, wrapping it up real good, and putting it down in the teeth. And that got busted. Someone told on that because there's some guys on PC on there and they can just look out their window and see everything too. So we only have to beat the guards. We have to beat them guys on PC too because we're not sharing nothing with them and they'll tell on us. As soon as they see it, they tell on us. So the guards will bust it. So they busted us putting it down in the tea. So then I end up having someone in the kitchen tape it up underneath that cart they pushed the trays on. We were getting it that way. So they put me up in phases. I was having a little bit of shit in DU, but these dudes, they won't let these guys come nowhere near our cell to slide us nothing under the door. And these dudes are scared too, because if they get caught sliding anything underneath our cell, these guys on general pop down the bottom. We're all locked down up there on top around. We're just looking at them. They're out there watching TV. And when I first got to do, they had a PlayStation out in the day room. Not when I first got to, but they had a PlayStation out in the day room, like PlayStation 1. And every month they would come around. Everyone could put their hat in their name in the hat that wanted to play. They pull names out, put on a schedule. You get an hour at a time out there. You could buy other people's time and shit, so you could play for a few hours. We're watching people down there playing PlayStation, watching TV, swapping canteen, going to the microwave. We're locked down up here. I had a little bit of advantage because I still had some stroke, man, because I had all those stores going when I went to lockup. And so I had a store going on every unit, man, pretty much. And I had people that owed me money for the tobacco that were supposed to send money. So what I did is those UABs that I've been hanging around, loving having been, I sent them my debt list. And I say, look here, man, everybody that owes this money is supposed to send this money. Make sure this money gets sent. You guys collect all the stores in off all these units, and you just loan that shit out while I'm back here. And if I get out, when I get back out, if we still got it going by football season, because they were helping me run football tickets, we'll run football tickets again. And I'll break y'all off for doing it. I said, they end up shipping me, y'all just, you brothers keep that shit. So they've been running it, man. They got that store going for me and shit. So they moved me right back over there the day when I started in A1 only. Now I'm not on the top run over here running around. Now I'm locked down in phases. They've turned the whole top run into phases. And so they're coming up there to me, man, still, you know, because I had all that canteen. We're still paying people to try to slide me shit here and there. And, but for the most part, I'm not trying to get no one else put in DU. And they got cameras on it. They're watching it. They really can't slide you much. Like the way I was trying to get shit is like I would slide my Cadillac off the top run, have a string that you can't see very good. Got me a real thin string, like thread almost, dental floss. And I try to paint that shit with a piece of pencil lead so it will blend in, and slide my Cadillac off to the bottom run, and they tie something on that string, and I pull it back up there when the guards ain't watching. Shit like that to get something up there. And I've got all those stores going. So every week when they have canteen, they'll ask me little things I need, like, do I need some stamps, or I need this or that, and they have people get it for me. And usually they don't lock people down until 10 o'clock at night. And it was the night before canteen when this happens. It was the night before canteen. Everybody has to turn their canteen slip in by 10 o'clock. And I was up there making a list out. And it was like 9:15. I hadn't finished making my list. When I made my list, I was going to slide it off that top run. And this little Indian guy that we had paid, he was going to run over there and grab it, take it to the guy and get my list, the $10 list. And also, they were looking out for me, man. Like, there was 2 TVs in the day room, but a lot of people had TVs in their cells at Cushing. Most people had a TV in their cell. They were really easy about getting TVs, regardless if you're on level 2. Like, if you're on level 2, you can have a TV there. The only way they didn't let you have a TV on level 1. So these guys on the bottom run pretty much got TVs, but there's still 2 in the day room, 2 big ones. And wrestling was coming on that night, Monday Night Raw. I love wrestling. So they've tilted the TV where I can stand at my cell door and watch it. And it's about 9:15. I'm thinking I got plenty of time to finish this list out and give it to this, slide it down there for this Indian. And 9:15, it's lockdown. They're locking everyone down. I can't find this Indian dude. I'm looking out there in the day room trying to holler at him, but it's noisy out there. Everybody's trying to hurry to the microwave, hurry and get ice, because everyone thought they had more time before lockdown. So everybody's scrambling, trying to find him. I can't find that dude. I got people looking for him. And I find out he's down a few cells. And so I jump up in the vent. I'm trying to holler at him through the vent. All the vents in prison, they're all connected. You holler, and when people can hear you, it's like 2 cups and a string telephone line. But when you holler through those vents, it's just like having a speaker system. You can hear it in all the rooms. So I'm hollering for him, hey. And the dude right underneath me says, shut the fuck up. I said, hey, man, who are you talking to? I'm talking to you, Ricky Dye. And I don't know who this is at first. At first, I have no idea who's talking to me. Who the fuck is this? And he tells me who it is. And I'm thinking, man, that dude ain't nobody. I've never heard that dude say shit to nobody. This quiet ass motherfucker's talking shit to me. I'm like, motherfucker, you must not know who I am. And he said, I was at Hinton. I know who you are. I've been with you at Hinton. I'm not scared of you. And I said, well, God damn it, if you was at me with me, excuse my language, but I said, if you were at me with at Hinton with me and you're not scared of me, something's fucking wrong with you. Because I had stabbed 2 people at that place. So I'm thinking, I don't think anyone should be scared of me. But at that time, I thought I was pretty rough. I had a pretty rough track record that if you got into it with Ricky Dye, he's going to fight you. But there's a good chance he's going to get a weapon. He's done showed it. He's grown up in here. I'm just being honest with you. I would have steered clear of me. Not because I'm a badass dude, but because I know, man, this guy's been in there his whole life, man, and he's been in a lot of stuff. I'm not going to go start something with that dude. That seems pretty stupid to me. But he's just started that shit with me dry. I pretty much have I've kind of got a reputation. So this dude's telling me, shut the fuck up. I got to do something or I'm all talk. So I tell him, okay, motherfucker. So my cell partner, he's on phases too. But there's 4 steps to phases. And I just got out of lockup not long ago. So I'm on phase 1. I don't get out of my cell at all, except for to go run to the shower and back. When you get on phase 2, they'll take you out to a little office for an hour, and you're in a little class, and they talk to you about your mistakes you've made, how to make better decisions. And when you do that for a few months, they elevate you to stage 3. At stage 3, they'll let you do a run man job or something. You can do some cleaning up at night. And once you do that for a little while, you go to stage 4, and you get out of phases. So my cell partner is like stage 3 or 4, and he's got the run man job. So in the morning, they bring the trays over there. They pop my door. And he gets out and passes out the trays. But when he gets out, they lock the door behind him. So I tell this dude in the morning, dude, whenever they open the door at 6 o'clock, open your fucking door. Be ready. I'm coming down there. You ain't going to do shit. He's talking shit to me all for about an hour. This dude and me are talking shit to the vintage. And he's talking cash shit. So I tell my cellie in the morning, when you get ready to go out of the door, I'm going to jam something in that lock so it won't lock, and you push it, make it look shut. And when he leaves, I'm going to bust out a cell. I'm going to go down there with the lock, and I'm going to whip the shit out of that fucking dude. And I said, because the cell, he's going to try to help him. And I'm talking to him, and I'm trying to hear what they're saying down there. So I couldn't really hear what they're saying, but he talked shit for a while, and then he shut up. He wouldn't answer me no more. And I told him, I'm coming down there in the morning. I'm coming down there when these doors open. I promise you I'm coming. So my cell partner's saying, he's my little buddy. He said, I'm going to help you. I got your back. They ain't jumping you 2-on-1. I said, man, brother, don't even worry about getting in trouble. You're about to get out of phases. All I want you to do is stand at the door. Just try to hold the door shut so the guards don't come. Just let it stay in the cell. I said, I'm going to go in there both of them. I ain't worried about it. Because one of these dudes is the guy I'm arguing with, and the other is tall, skinny dude. I've never heard either one of these dudes say nothing. Never. These dudes, to me at the time, I'm looking, these dudes are lops. I'll whoop them both. So so in the morning, sure enough, I bust out of my cell, and down there I go. I get down there and jerk on his door, and he's still got the door locked. And I say, hey, man, bam, 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 open your door. Open your door. So the guard's got to open the door because he's already come around and keyed them and opened them. And these dudes shut their door back. So they were going to let me in there, I guess. They thought they was hoping I wouldn't do nothing. So I have to run back up to my cell, jimmy the lock, get back in my cell. My cell partner go get the officer to open their door. Now their door's open. We have to wait on the officer. Now someone goes and gets it. The Indian guy goes and gets him, asks for toilet paper so that he'll go in the office so that I have a chance to get out, run back downstairs, and get in their cell. So as soon as I come up in that cell, I've got a lock. I've got it wrapped around my hand. So I've learned from lesson that if it's long and you swing it, they can grab it and it can wrap, and it's not good. If you're going to use a lock, you want it on a belt because it will bust through a sock. You want it on a belt, and you want it short so you can use it like a little jimmy, like a little, you don't want it but about that long. And I have mine like that. And I stepped in the door, and this one that's talked shit to me is just sitting on this end of the bed. And his cellie sat next to him. And I said, well, come on, get up, let's get it. And he turns around and looks at his cellie and says, come on, cellie. And I said, oh, y'all made a deal? I said, come on, let's get it. He says, are you going to help me? And I said, come on, motherfucker, let's get it. So I hit him, but I didn't swing the lock. I hit him with my fist. But I had it with my hand, but I didn't swing it at him. I just hit him. And when I did, he said, Sally! And he just rushed me, man. He just jumped up and tried to rush me around the waist and back me up to the toilet. And this Sally's just sitting there. He ain't helping at all. He ain't getting involved in that shit. So when he backs me up to the toilet, I grab him around the head, and he starts trying to get out of the cell. He started trying to break out of the cell, and I got him in headlock trying to keep him in the cell. And I see I ain't going to be able to keep him. He's going to get out of the cell. So I just take that block and go bop, 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 about 3 times on top of the head, and blood just spews everywhere, man. That shit was all over both of us. And he runs out in the middle of the day room. Out in the middle of the day room saying, help me, he's got a lock, help me. And here comes the guard, dude. And this dude's got blood running down him like I have killed this mother, man. And I only hit him with that lock 3 times. And his cellie starts saying, I didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't have nothing to do with it. My cellie's back on top run, just standing in front of the door. And I said, man, this is all on me. This is all on me. So they take me straight back to lockup. Now, the only reason I got back on the yard again after that is because this dude was going home. He did talk all that shit to me. And then he kept his door locked. We went through all that, and he told people that I hit him with a lock. He was hollering, he's got a lock. Help me, he's got a lock. Out there in the middle of the day room, everyone knows that I was told on. But they got me in lockup, and this dude's going home in less than a month. So by the time I finish my DU time, he's gone home, so they put me right back in phases again. So I end up right back in phases. So that's 2 little altercations in one video, and it's been about 24 minutes. I wanted to get another one up because I only put it up the one about the shirt. So, hey, what's cracking? Those shirts will be available on Monday. You guys that are messaging me about getting your shirt, I have sizes from medium to 2X, and the sizes are just as available. So make sure you tell me what the color you want, size you want in your email when you claim your shirt. Shout out to Ben Seaborn. Shout out to the riders and dyers. The riders should ride till the wheels fall off, and the dyers keep riding even when they do. Thank you. And thank all you guys who have took time to watch the story. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that for me. Hope to see every one of you in the next video. Until then, may God bless, keep, protect each and every one of you. Peace out.